Alrighty guys, welcome to another part of optimizing my computer. So last time I found out that my fans weren't efficient as I thought they were outdated, they were older. Half of them were 3-pin and I needed a 4-pin to be adjustable and controlled. So I went out today, same day I recorded the last video, went out today and I got two new 120 millimeter fans. They go up to 2,100 RPMs, which is a lot faster than my 1,500 RPM fans. And then I got two 140 millimeter fans that go up to 1,600 RPMs. But the RPMs don't mean a lot, it's how much air they can push. So these 120 millimeters, they can push 72.8 cubic feet per minute. Oh, there we go. And these 140 millimeter fans, they can put out 85 cubic feet a minute. Because of how big they are, they can push more air. Even though they're slower, they have a bigger surface area. So I'm going to go ahead and install those right now. And this will be where I do the commentary over the video with my voiceover. Boom. Alrighty, so we got the fans installed. We got our 120 here, we got a 140 up here, we got a 120 in the radiator because that's how big the screws are for here, and we got a 140 right here. I was able to squeeze in somehow. Now all these are adjustable and they're faster, so moment of truth, let's turn it on. Boom. Spam the delete key, there we go. Okay, so my theory is I want positive air pressure, so that means more air coming in than air going out. That way it pushes air out of all the cracks instead of sucking air in. Alrighty, so we're back into Windows. We got all our idle temps and everything. I ended up resetting all the fan curves to default. That way I get another baseline result of everything. So let's go ahead and do our stress test for 5 minutes and see how it does. Alright, and to start things off with our comparison from the old fan setup to our new fans now, I'm going to start with our idle temps. With the computer without anything running, I took some temperature readings. So before, the CPU core was sitting at 48 to 50 degrees, it fluctuated right there. And after, it sits at 43 to 48 degrees. That's a pretty good increase, or decrease per se. The CPU socket was 40 degrees before, and now after it sits at 39 degrees. I think that's a plus. The system before sits around 31, 32, and now after it sits at 34 degrees. And then the MOSFET sat at 38, and now it sits at 35. So overall, I think we had a great improvement. I'm gonna put the percentage change on the screen right now, but yeah, I love these numbers so far. Alright, now getting into the actual tests, we're getting to the CPU stress tests, and the differences are amazing. Holy cow, look at that. My CPU core temp went from being a high of 96 to now a high of 89. The socket temp went from 77 to now 69. That is amazing. I love that. System temp went up 4 degrees it looks like, but I'm not really sure why that's the reason. MOSFET went from 73 to 68, and the Northbridge went from 42 to 35. So overall, it was almost 6% cooler. System temp, I'm not sure why that went up a little bit. It could be an anomaly, it could just be, I don't know. But so overall, I love this. Alright, and now getting on to the GPU stress test. We're looking at the results right here. GPU temp went up after about 5 degrees, but CPU core went down 2 degrees, and the CPU socket went down 2 degrees. And then system overall was up a little bit. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but GPU stress test, that's just tied to the GPU itself. How good the GPU can cool itself off. So I don't know, it could be another anomaly. I'm not really sure, but let's get onto the game. Right, now getting into the game real world data right here. Our GPU temps overall, our highest pot, went from 63 to 62. It dropped 1 degrees, so that's good. CPU core dropped 8 degrees total. Holy cow. CPU socket dropped 9 degrees total. System temps went up 7 degrees. MOSFET went down 7 degrees, and the Northbridge was up 6 degrees. And so my theory on this, after thinking for a bit on it, is that since I have more efficient fans and they're pushing more air, that more air is getting pushed around in this system. So things are getting a little bit hotter air, a little cooler air here and there versus just sitting stagnant. And so I think overall this is amazing, which means I have lots of room for overclocking now, which is on our next part. I'm going to make the computer run as fast as I can. So hope you guys see you there. Hope you enjoy the video. Leave a like down below if you do. Hit that subscribe button to the side, and YouTube says you'll love the recommended video right above. Alrighty guys, peace.